The most undervalued luxury watches in 2026. Forget the hype, these watches could be tomorrow's hidden legends. Picture this. You walk into a room wearing a watch that cost less than half of retail, while someone across the table proudly flashes the same steel sports model everyone on Instagram has been posting for the last 5 years. They spent more, you bought smarter. Funny how luxury works, isn't it? For years, the watch market felt like a game of musical chairs. Everyone scrambled to grab a Rolex Submariner, a Patek Philippe Nautilus, or an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak before prices climbed even higher. Then, the music stopped. The steel sports watch frenzy that dominated the early 2020s has cooled dramatically. Prices have normalized, speculative buyers have disappeared, and collectors are beginning to rediscover something they temporarily forgot: true watchmaking. And that's exactly where the biggest opportunities of 2026 are hiding. Today, we're diving deep into the most undervalued luxury watches in today's market, not because they're trendy, but because they're exceptional pieces of horology quietly selling for a fraction of what they're actually worth. These aren't overnight flip watches, they're long-term collector's pieces. Let's get into it. The market finally grew up. If you remember the watch boom of 2021 and early 2022, prices seemed almost fictional. Popular steel Rolex models traded for double retail. Patek Nautilus models sold for the price of houses. Collectors weren't buying watches, they were buying hype. Then reality arrived. Over nearly 3 years, the secondary market gradually corrected itself. Prices came back to earth, speculation cooled, and genuine collectors returned. What's fascinating is what happened next. According to market data from Chrono24 and recent industry reports, younger buyers, especially Gen Z, are increasingly purchasing dress watches instead of oversized steel sports models. Dress watch purchases among Gen Z have risen significantly since 2018, while brands known for elegant design have gained meaningful market share. That's a huge shift, because markets don't move forever in one direction. Taste evolves, fashion evolves, collectors evolve. Yet many of the finest complicated watches from legendary manufacturers are still priced as if the market panic never ended. That's where value begins. What actually makes a watch undervalued? Not every discounted watch is a bargain. Sometimes it's simply unpopular. A genuinely undervalued watch usually checks 3 important boxes. First, you're buying significantly below replacement cost, ideally between 40% and 60% below current retail. Second, you're getting exceptional craftsmanship. We're talking in-house movements, hand finishing, precious metals, complicated calendars, moon phases, or decades of watchmaking heritage. Third, demand is quietly shifting toward the style of watch you're buying. Not internet hype, real collector demand. When those 3 ingredients come together, the odds become much more interesting for long-term appreciation. Now, let's meet the stars of the show. Patek Philippe annual calendars, the forgotten genius. Whenever someone mentions Patek Philippe, most people instantly think of the Nautilus. That's understandable. But serious collectors know one of Patek's greatest innovations wasn't a sports watch. It was the annual calendar. Introduced during the 1990s, this complication automatically adjusts for months with 30 and 31 days, requiring correction only once a year. It's brilliant engineering. Even better, many annual calendar references currently trade around half of retail value. Models like the reference 5396 offer Geneva seal finishing, beautifully balanced dial layouts, precious metal cases, and fully in-house calibers while selling dramatically below their original retail prices. That creates a fascinating disconnect. You're buying authentic Patek innovation rather than paying a premium simply because social media loves integrated bracelets. History has a funny habit of rewarding originality, and few complications are more original than one invented by Patek itself. Vacheron Constantin complete calendars, quiet luxury at its finest. If Patek receives most of the attention, Vacheron Constantin quietly continues producing some of Switzerland's most refined watches. Its complete calendar models may represent one of the best values anywhere in high horology. Many white gold references currently trade around 40 to 60% below retail. Think about that. you're purchasing one of the Holy Trinity manufacturers, complete calendar complications, Geneva-level finishing, and centuries of heritage for prices approaching independent micro-brand territory. The current movement toward understated luxury only strengthens their appeal. These watches don't scream, they whisper. And increasingly, collectors appreciate that. Breguet Tradition, mechanical art you can wear. Some watches tell time, others tell stories. The Breguet Tradition collection does both. With its open-worked architecture exposing gears, bridges, wheels, and escapements from the dial side, every glance reveals mechanical choreography usually hidden beneath the surface. It's unmistakable. No one confuses a Breguet Tradition for anything else. Despite that uniqueness, many references continue trading roughly 50% below retail. That's remarkable considering Abraham Louis Breguet's enormous influence on modern watchmaking. If future collectors continue shifting toward craftsmanship over logos, the Tradition line could become increasingly appreciated. Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Ultra-Thin, elegance never goes out of style. Known as the watchmaker's watchmaker, Jaeger-LeCoultre has supplied movements to some of Switzerland's biggest names for generations. Yet many of its flagship dress watches remain surprisingly affordable on the secondary market. The Master Ultra-Thin collection offers elegant proportions, refined moon phase complications, proven in-house movements, and timeless styling. Many references currently sell around half of retail. For collectors seeking understated sophistication rather than attention, few watches deliver as much quality per dollar. Sometimes, elegance ages better than excitement. Swiss watchmaking often dominates conversations, but Germany quietly produces some of the world's finest mechanical timepieces. The A and Lange Söhne 1815 collection showcases extraordinary movement finishing, hand-engraved balance cocks, untreated German silver bridges, and remarkable attention to detail. Collectors who have handled one understand immediately why Lange sits among Horology's elite. Yet, many references remain available roughly 40 to 60% below retail. Considering the limited production numbers and devoted collector community, these prices appear surprisingly reasonable for such uncompromising craftsmanship. The integrated bracelet sports watches nobody's talking about. Integrated bracelet sports watches aren't dead, they're simply becoming rational again. The Girard-Perregaux Laureato spent years overshadowed by the Royal Oak and Nautilus before being swept into the correction. Now many steel Laureato models trade around 40% below retail. Meanwhile, integrated sports watches remain one of the industry's strongest design categories. Even Rolex recently entered this segment with the Land Dweller, signaling continued confidence in integrated bracelet designs. No, the Laureato probably won't become the next Royal Oak. It doesn't need to. At today's prices, it simply needs to be appreciated for what it already is, a beautifully finished luxury sports watch with genuine heritage. Why Cartier doesn't quite make the list. Cartier deserves enormous respect. Its Tank, Santos, and other classics continue attracting younger collectors in impressive numbers. But here's the difference. Cartier isn't exactly undervalued anymore. It's already in motion. The market has largely recognized its appeal. Could prices continue climbing? Absolutely. But compared to the deep discounts available across brands like Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Breguet, or Lange, Cartier feels more fairly priced than overlooked. Sometimes the smartest investment isn't buying what's already fashionable, it's buying what everyone is about to rediscover. How smart collectors are approaching 2026. If you're building a serious collection, patience may be your greatest advantage. Start with one dependable cornerstone, perhaps a Rolex, Omega, or another watch you genuinely love. Then diversify. Add a complicated dress watch while discounts remain substantial. Choose craftsmanship over hype. Think in decades, not months. Ignore Instagram trends. Study auction results. Watch actual transaction prices instead of asking prices. Because successful collectors rarely chase what everyone else is buying. They recognize value before everyone else notices it. Final thoughts. Luxury watches have always rewarded patience more than excitement. The loudest watches often become yesterday's headlines. The quiet masterpieces eventually become tomorrow's icons. As collectors continue shifting toward timeless design, meaningful complications, and authentic craftsmanship, many of today's overlooked references could become some of the smartest purchases of this decade. The biggest opportunities in 2026 aren't hiding behind waiting lists. They're sitting quietly in plain sight, discounted, beautifully made, and waiting for collectors who understand that true value isn't measured by hype, but by heritage, craftsmanship, and time itself. And that's exactly what great watch collecting has always been about. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the luxury watch market, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next exploration into the fascinating world of horology. Until next time, keep collecting smart, and remember, the best watch isn't always the most expensive one. It's the one everyone else hasn't figured out yet.